This video is brought to you by Midway USA. Support the channel by choosing Midway for your shooting and outdoor supplies.
You ready to do the intro?
Yep, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are reviewing the Glock 7, a porcelain pistol from Germany.
The Glock 7?
The Glock from Die Hard, it's a Glock 7, a porcelain pistol that the X-ray machines can't detect.
Oh.
And it costs more than what you make in 2 months.
Oh, well, I butchered that, didn't I?
You want me to start it over again?
No, just...
Okay, so anyways, Josh is uncultured.
Welcome to First Shots, gang.
This is indeed the first shot on the only Glock pistol that I own, an NYPD trade-in Glock 17 Gen 3. The best. And exactly because the authorities use it, it must be the best. And it is perfect by all means.
12-pound trigger and all.
Another police pistol for your consideration.
Ridiculous.
Also,
put it away.
the best.
Put that away.
We're ready to pull over vehicles, Josh.
And then on the flip side, also in this episode of First Shots, is this contraption, which is this is an all OEM gun, and this is a non-OEM gun, except for this here mag.
Magazines are important for a firearm's reliability and function, and I will say that Glock Perfection today is probably going to perfect.
So again, this has 0 OEM parts in it. I think 0. It is a Lone Wolf frame that they complete with Lone Wolf lower components. And the upper is a Shadow System slide with a Radian barrel and afterburner comp, whatever the thing is called. And yeah, we're gonna shoot these both for the first time together.
Mm-hmm. And the serial numbers all match on my Glock.
That is not the case here. So do you want to go with the 12-pound trigger first, or am I gonna do the hyper race gun first?
All right, so police trade-in pistol, I wonder if it's even zeroed.
I did zero that.
Honestly, like, serious curiosity, like, if you were to issue this to a police officer, the perp shall not advance towards me.
And 12-pound trigger, 30 yards.
It will do the thing.
Hey,
it will do the thing, yes.
Look at you go.
It's not comfortable, but it will do the thing. Video over. Glock Perfection wins.
Does it?
Anyways, no, tell us more about what you're doing with a Lone Wolf, though, because it is interesting because Glock had kind of... So Glock started its name as a military pistol, right? So it's Gaston Glock developed it for military trials in Austria in 1980, and actually, like, surprisingly, like Accuracy International, this rando with a non-firearms company. He was making like polymers and curtains and window shades and stuff.
Ridiculous.
This guy won the contract over some other firearms manufacturers. And so all of a sudden, like, just automatically, it was already a huge splash.
Yeah.
This came from an era when polymers should not be on firearms. Right? So 1970, 1980s Europe. So through the time frame, really, I think the Gen 3 is kind of the ubiquitous, like, do-all pistol.
Yeah.
It is the pistol that is known to be, this is all you need. This is Glock Perfection, as they like to say what it is.
Right.
You know, as they like to
Well,
to
you know,
call it.
as I look at something like this, which this does shoot.
Sorry, go ahead.
Perfection. This does shoot pretty soft. Obviously, when you run comps on guns like this, if you're using range ammo, which we're using here, you will get things like what you just saw. I mean, it's a comped gun running the regular full stock recoil spring. You can see how the rounds are just like dribbling out. And that is in no small part based off of running a
So
comp.
I'm actually unfamiliar with what I know as kind of like the Roland Special-esque Glocks.
I mean, that is like, this is a modernized version of that original
So, I mean,
concept.
tell us, like, contrast it with this. What is it that you did right here with that particular
All right,
Glock?
all right, so you've got optic, compensator, light, and then obviously the frame itself here is a Lone Wolf frame, so it changes the angle, it changes how the grip feels in your hand. I personally don't particularly like the Glock grip.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one feels just a bit better in hand. It's more shootable, more controllable. You can see all the gases venting up. And having a comp on something, like this is basically, this is like if you took a gamer gun and mushed it into this.
Ah.
You know, that's basically
Can I
what
try
it
that?
comes down
I've
to.
actually never shot a Roland Special or a Roland Special style firearm.
Sure, it's hot.
Okay. Okay, I mean, I see where it's coming from. It's certainly not a 12-pound trigger. Your follow-ups are certainly a lot faster.
All right. And now,
I missed those last two.
It's okay.
It's still hot.
And now
One more round.
it is my turn.
Continue.
Oh God.
Here's the original magazine if you need.
I'm gonna miss with this.
Did you shoot the 12-pound trigger NYPD Glock better than your Ricer Glock?
I don't know. This actually is really nice feeling gun. Just off I think I skimmed the left there. Wow, this is really, really nice shooting.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly. Again, first shots. I never shot it before today.
That's one of the nicer feeling Glocks that I've shot, unironically.
I mean, it was on sale at AIM Surplus for under $3.
See the difference in the cadence though? Like that's the difference. Now, again, as somebody who is a monster pistolero, able to shoot like a regular gun like that cadence, yes. I'm not a monster pistolero, and
now like some of those like failures to eject. Is that something that would work out of it with more rounds?
It might. As the barrel and everything sort of wears in, I would imagine it might get a little bit better. But predominantly, this is a problem that you run into on any compensated pistol. Because if you're running a compensated pistol, you have to be that much better about holding the gun and making sure you're not limp wristing and anything like that. Plus, when you're using range ammo, which is not hot, if you run your defensive ammo, that's where you really feel the difference. When you're shooting range ammo, there's only so much that this is going to do.
Okay.
Right? And and in fact, it's actually making the gun like almost too soft.
So that's interesting because that's something that Josh told me about competition pistols. You do like plus P plus.
When you shoot like a full open 2011 with like the giant comps, yeah, you're shooting ultra hot ammunition.
And that's just to power the comp.
Yes.
To do its job.
Right. That's right. And to make sure the gun is going to cycle with the comp working. Nice, dude. That's a really, really nice shooting Glock.
I don't need a staccato to pass a police service pistol qualification.
I'm calling it right now. I want to take that Glock and change things about it.
No, no, this is my only Glock.
We're going to do things to that Glock, Henry. We're going to make it really, really effective.
Get your hands off of my perfection.
So, again, this is in many parts, guys, a bit of a joke. Like, I set this up to be the not Glock on purpose so we could contrast things. I don't dislike the OEM Glock
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that
I mean,
much.
I also say things like tongue in cheek because
We have to qualify this though, because people will literally then go take it away and be
so.
like,
But what's the beauty of the Glock, right? It is that OEM out of the box. It shoots. It functions
it's
with
generally
everything.
considered very reliable.
Correct. It's the Toyota Camry
Yes,
of pistols.
That's right.
So, what's the beauty about the Glock? It just works. It's not that it works perfectly for everybody's shooting habits, but that every single time you press the trigger, it fires and it lands a shot generally where you want it to go if you have decent fundamentals, right?
Yeah, and it's not maximized for hyper performance, for
Right.
example.
Cool. Okay, now it's a home defense pistol.
That's all it required. Done.
I mean, isn't that what police officers do? They just shoot a mag and then they
50 rounds.
Yeah, yeah. I
fall
mean, I'm
over.
just following suit.
All right. I haven't drawn and like actually tried with this gun yet. Let's see if see what that looks like here. Ah, just off to the left of the A. Did I break the line? What do you think? Is that a break?
As it broke the line. Oh, whatever. It broke the line.
Nope.
That
Too
did
low.
not break the line.
It did not. I knew that one. I had a bad grip.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ah, I saw that sight come up just in that spot.
So what's
Stuff
going on?
left.
Tell me what's going on, because like you're the pistol shooter. You're the close range shooter. All I see is you drawing. What are you trying to work on right now? What's going through your mind?
Well, I've never drawn on this gun or this grip before, so I'm sort of getting a feel for like, I mean, that was not good.
Right.
like I'm not hitting direct A zones every time, but I'm hitting ACs, which is pretty good. I'm just trying to do it quick. I'm just trying to see as I bring the gun up, like how is the grip feeling in my hand? What am I looking at here as it comes up? And how fast can I basically get away with pressing the trigger on my presentation? Because I heard, I can't remember now, I'm gonna forget blank where I heard it, but like pretty much pistol presentation is all about just the repeatability of bringing the gun up to the exact same spot, and the sights on something like a 10-yard paper like this are really only there to fine tune, like at the last second, to give you like the green light that like, yeah, the sights are where they need to be. So, you know, as I bring the gun up here, it's like, yeah, okay, I saw the sight in the A box. So like this one where I shot it off on the Charlie, or the Charlie that's right on the edge with the Delta line. I could tell as I saw the sight wasn't in the center of the A zone.
So for guys out there who shoot pistols like I do, a lot of times this is why guys would be dry firing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Is because you're trying to get that grip correct and make sure that every single time you index on the pistol, you're gripping it correct, because that brings the entire profile of the sights and everything on target. It helps you develop uniformity for guys like Josh.
When you're presenting the pistol like this, right? The presentation is all based off of memory and feel. This grip is a little bit different than my CZ. It's a little different, which is different than my M9, which is different than this. And so I would probably need like, I don't know, a couple hundred repetitions. You don't even have to pull the trigger.
Right.
But a couple hundred repetitions of just drawing this gun and presenting it up so that I know that the gun is going to point towards the center of the target. Each of those where I dropped, you can see where I pasted the ones that weren't A zones. Each of those that weren't in A zone, I knew it wasn't an A zone because as I was pressing the trigger, because what I saw is the gun came up and I caught the dot and I saw where the dot was on the target. And what I'm trying to do is finesse at the last second using the dot or using iron sights. I'm trying to finesse to get it so it's only in the A box.
So you're trying to compensate for a poor grip.
Well, it's not even about compensating for a poor grip. It's about, as I'm presenting, if everything is right, but I just happen to not be hyper diligent about, getting the pointability of this gun perfect. When I draw the gun out, if I don't actually move, right there, that draw, I'm in the C zone to the left. Okay? So and actually if you look at where all my rounds are, I'm actually slightly biased left. So whatever I'm doing, however I'm gripping the gun, however I'm mating it with this hand and lifting the gun up, it's seated slightly off to the left. So I need to make some changes with what I'm doing.
Okay.
But the sight, again, I didn't have to pull the trigger. The sight told me the gun was slightly to the left. So if I'm going fast, like we'll try to actually go quick. Okay, so on that one, I knew as I pressed the trigger, the sight told me that the gun was gonna go off on the right. But I'm just going fast and trying to present, and as long as I'm in this sort of like central zone, I'm sort of going for it.
Okay.
If I were to slow down a bit to guarantee the A zone hit, nope. If I was slowing down a bit to guarantee the A zone hit, it might look something like that, where at the last second I'm finessing just a little bit with the dot. Finessing just a bit with the dot. Finessing just a bit with the dot. Finessing.
These cartridges are just dribbling out. It's interesting. Okay. Okay, you can see it like tighten up, starting to tighten up. But like,
so yeah, I mean, I'm sort of getting a feel for those repetitions. Now, do you have to be out on the range dropping hundreds of rounds doing this? No, but you have to be honest when you do dry fire. You have to be honest that when I go like this and the gun's up and I go click and press through that trigger, where was my sight? Was my sight actually dead center on the target? And if the answer is no, then you need to make a tweak. And seeing where the rounds are on paper can help you do that in a more expeditious way so that you get that feel down correct, and it's not, it's not you going, oh yeah, that was good in dry fire rep, and actually what you really pointed was to the left of your left of your target.
Hey, are you guys enjoying hanging out on range with us? Well, maybe you'd like to join the Patreon and hop into the private Discord. We'll see you guys there. Let's get back to it.
So if you are somebody who hasn't really shot a whole lot of pistol, right? Or you might go to the range and you might plink at 3 yards or 5 yards in your indoor paper range, right? When you are shooting at something like that with Winchester white box value pack target load, shooting something like this and like going out and buying all of the accoutrement for something like this, I mean, you can do it if you want, but the performance that you get out of something like this is not felt or seen in that environment.
Okay. It's
really about what this is attempting to do with a comp. Like, lose the red dot for a second. And the frame is irrelevant. This gun, how it recoils and how it feels, the amount of sight movement you get, things of that nature, with target ammunition is what this gun is attempting to do with plus P defensive loads.
Interesting. Okay.
Again, forget the red dot. The red dot's an entirely separate subject, but the addition of the compensator and how it works with the gun, like, that's really what you're attempting to achieve.
It's sort of like guys getting into rifle shooting. They get into rifle shooting and start nerding out on, like LPVO versus red dot versus holographic sight, which one should I get versus the other.
It's like hanging a bunch of crap on the gun, but not knowing why you're doing it.
Correct. So really the most important thing is to get a pistol, get some rounds downrange, build a foundation, and find out if that is something that you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is what I am going to do with my 12-pound trigger. I'm good. I'm ready for that.
Nice. I'm going to see about going, I think I have a full mag here. Yeah, I'm going to see about going quick and seeing what a recoil string looks like on something like this.
You might, I want to leave you with a couple rounds on this too, because I want to contrast the cadence in a bit.
Okay.
Nice cluster.
I mean, yeah, it felt pretty good. A little bit, I could see my sights and everything. I was returning, my point of aim was just slightly left of center.
Yeah.
Just slightly
Yeah,
left
yeah.
of center.
I saw it like
Yeah.
pretty much chewing the left of center.
Yeah, I could see it as it was happening. I was just left of center. I had one that I sent pretty quick. It ended up in the neckline.
All right.
But I don't know. That, I mean, that was pretty.
No, that's
Like,
pretty.
that's pretty good
pretty
cadence,
decent
right?
Cluster, yeah.
So you want me to try?
Yeah. I want to see how you do with like a bone stock standard Glock 17.
All right, let's just see.
I mean, it's still not bad. It's top left,
Okay.
but it's still not bad. I mean, it's still a decent cluster, but slower on the cadence for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where. See, but that in the slower on the cadence there, I think is actually what the sights are doing.
Because you're having trouble tracking it?
No, not trouble. I could see what the sights are doing perfectly. I can see them going up and down. But maybe that's where, sorry, not the sights, but maybe that's where the comp is actually making some sort of a difference, you know? Why do those rounds look like they're so ragged hold compared to mine? Glock perfection.
I know. I mean, I agree. I don't know why they look like they're egged, right?
It's not even like tumbly egged. It just looks like they're ragged.
No, the barrel looks fine.
They look, it's that police barrel, it's more deadly. expanding FMJ rounds. All right, requires more training, Henry. Requires more training. Until next time, y'all, we'll see you on the range.
716, this is Steel 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, red con 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Steel 96, this is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 91, 1 pack, green, over. This is 716, roger, over.
16, Steel 92, 1 Victor, 2 packs, red con 1, over.